It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. Corey, just quit your bitching and answer this question.
Oh God.
What is the one state in the U.S. that doesn't require private employers? I'm gonna do a multiple. Jeez balls. I'm gonna do a multiple choice question on this one because otherwise I just didn't know. Corey would be the only one that would know it. And I want everybody else to score some points too. What is the one state in the U.S. that doesn't require private employers to purchase workers' comp insurance? Here's some options: Florida, Alaska, Hawaii, Texas, and Maine. One state in the United States that doesn't require private employers to purchase workers' comp insurance: Florida, Alaska, Texas, Hawaii, Maine. Corey's looking pretty confident. Hecubus is looking pretty confident, or he's just like lost interest. He's actually listening to music, just rocking out. Dave's thinking really hard. Dave's still trying to get on the board. Dave's got to get on the board here.
Well, I already wrote it down, but I'm looking it up just to see. I'm not going to change my answer, but it makes me curious.
So I wrote a good question. I was thinking about Corey when I wrote this one. And I was actually I thought of the question, but I didn't know the answer. So I searched it and I was like, oh, I thought there were multiple states. And then there was just one. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll have to write it.
Pretty sure I'm wrong because mine says penalties for non-compliance with the state I wrote.
Easiest question in the world since I live in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I forgot about that. I was like, oh, Corey should get it. But yeah, Chad will probably get it.
Yeah.
Correct answer is Texas. James went Maine. Dave went Florida. Hecubus, Alaska. I thought Alaska and Hawaii would trip people up because you'd be like, yeah, I could see that.
I'm trying to talk my wife into moving to Texas. I don't know. Texas seems to me.
More insurance questions, please.
I'll try to get an insurance question every week. I want to represent the areas where we have expertise because that allows you to weigh in. So Corey, tell us about give us a little blurb into why all these states have just such weird different rules of workers' comp. What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, so it's a state-by-state legislation. That's what it comes down to. And every state, just like many other things that are hot topics in the news right now, right?
So workers' comp is like abortion is the new workers' comp or whatever, however you would say that if you were hip.
Believe it or not, they're actually similar if you look at it from a political stance. And every state has come up with rules since the generation of work comp back in 1919 or whatever year it was. I don't know that that's the year. That would be a good trivia question. My bad. But at the end of the day, each state has the ability to change what they're doing, and that creates the challenge. I mean, I've said this to James and to Dan, who I've worked with before. Workers' compensation is literally the one thing that is kind of broken when it comes to your commercial insurance because there's so many different rules. And if you're in multi-state, you cannot manage it all unless you're an expert in it because it's like different languages. I always say it's like English, Spanish, Italian, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Minnesota. And so, just something to be aware of. But it was a great trivia question. And Chad, kudos, bro.
I totally forgot that Chad would have a leg up on that one. I wasn't when I came up with that question. Like I said, when I looked it up, I was fully expecting there to be a handful of states, and so I was just surprised by the only.
Well, and to be fair, just so everybody listening, Dan, just so you know, there are some caveats to that. So please, if you're in Texas, research the statutes instead of thinking you don't have to buy work comp because you might have to. It's not as simple as you don't have to, you don't need it. So just to put that out there.